Welcome to 5 News, featuring our award-winning anchors Gerald Bangston and William Billingsly. Join them as they span the globe for the latest news.
Good evening, and welcome to 5 News. China is once again holding naval exercises near Taiwan as a show of force and an attempt to intimidate Taiwan. As a countermeasure, the U.S. Navy is working on pronouns. Because we wouldn't want to accidentally misgender a non-binary sailor in the heat of a naval battle. General Milley has condemned China's aggression. General Van Nilly could not be reached for comment. Drills will also be held in order to practice safely taking selfies while creating as few casualties as possible. That's in the event that our ships are being fired upon and the sailors want to post some pictures on their social media pages.
In more military news, the number of incidents of sexual assaults in the Army have skyrocketed. Most of the victims are lower-ranking enlisted personnel. Most of the perpetrators are high-level officers. As an attempt to address this problem, posters are now being distributed and displayed on military bases, featuring a new slogan that says, "Don't be a major asshole, keep your hands off our privates." And now it's time for the 5 News Business Report with none other than Jerome Bloom. Take it away, Jerome.
Thanks, Bill. Stocks have been tanking for a week now, leaving the business world wondering if the trend will continue. Obviously, everyone is hoping we have hit bottom. Because it would be nice to put it all behind us. You know, to sort of wipe our bottoms away and start all over again. It's the best thing you can do when everything goes to crap. Just wipe your bottom and move on. Back to you, Jerry.
Thanks, Jerome. In congressional news, Representative Michael Hurt has announced that he fully intends to run for re-election. Rumors had been circulating that he was not going to run again. Representative Hurt says you should disregard what you may have heard.
I've never actually heard of Hurt before. Is he a good congressman?
Well, I never actually met Hurt, but I've heard a lot about him and many say that he really stands out from the herd. It's nice to hear what I've heard about Hurt standing out from the herd. It makes me think that there's hope for this country. At least according to what I've heard about Hurt, standing out from the herd. Now on to education. A new report is out that states that 0 students in 13 Baltimore public high schools tested proficient in math and state exams. Yes, you heard me right. 0. However, they did memorize the 32 different genders. They just can't count to 32.
Many schools today are concentrating on teaching kids the proper pronouns as they would pertain to the newly recognized different genders. That will actually help some people who normally say things like, they is. Because it now makes sense to say, they is over there. Oh yes, they sure is.
Yes, they is. Yes, they sure is. Now it's time for the weather report with Isabel Lang. Take it away, Izzy.
Thanks, Jerry. Today it will be hot as all hell in the western United States. But it will be a very dry heat. In Louisiana, however, it will be humid. Serious swamp-ass conditions are expected. It will be so hot and humid, sweat will literally be dripping off your ass like a waterfall. Just stay indoors with the air conditioning on. In the New England states, expect some chilly weather where cooler heads are expected to prevail. Back to you, Jerry.
And that concludes this evening's news. It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children is?
No, Jerry, I don't know where they is. I wish I knew where they is. But I don't know where they is.
Oh, wait, I almost forgot. We would now like to take a moment to welcome a new member of our news staff. It's Amanda Davies. She will be here to tell us from time to time how she is offended by something we say. It's the 5 News way of presenting, in advance, the anticipated notification of someone being offended by us here at 5 News. Amanda was not hired due to her experience, competence, or qualifications. In fact, her resume isn't worth a shitty wad of used toilet paper. She was a diversity hire. You know, that inclusion thing that keeps getting shoved down our throats. Apparently, we have to include inexperienced low-functioning morons with no qualifications whatsoever. Anyway, I would like to cordially welcome you to 5 News, Amanda.
I'm offended. I am so deeply and woefully offended. You have no concept of the sheer magnitude of my offendedness. Your various offendings have offended me to the point where I have been brought to a state of deeply offended emotional distress. I feel there is no safe place in which I may take refuge that will be safe enough to protect me from being offended by you again in the future. It may take years of extensive therapy to eradicate the intense feelings of being offended in this very moment by each and every one of you, which only offends me all the more.
Look at that. Amanda's doing her job already. And with great enthusiasm, too. It's like she was born with a wild hair up her ass that has become increasingly more irritable throughout the years. Well, anyway, this has been 5 News. Good night.